there and welcome to my channel. Where am I? Day 67, I think. Yeah, day 67 of lockdown in Vietnam and 14 days of hard lockdown. When I say hard lockdown, before we went into the hard lockdown, we could at least walk. We could go on a walk. Now we can't walk. Now we can't go to the shop. Well, we can, but you're only allowed to go and buy essentials, but they're talking about now shutting the shops even further down. Like, I can only go to the shops in my zone, so the big supermarket where I prefer to go, which makes it easier for me to get things I like, I can't go into because that's my zone, so I'm stuck going in like a little, it's just like a table. Basically, I'm stuck going to that, and that's as good as it gets. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm not hungry. I've got some food, and there's people starving here, literally starving. This is the result of the COVID virus. You lock everybody up so nobody can die from the virus, but you have people die of starvation. I don't know the answer. I'm not going to go into any of that. I don't know the answer. I truly don't. It baffles me. Everything, this whole thing, it's like, I don't know about you guys, I just feel like I'm in a science fiction movie that's come to life, and it doesn't matter how many times I pinch myself, I can't wake up. It is. It's like, where's my life gone? Anyway, the title of this video is why I'm leaving Vietnam. Why am I leaving Vietnam? Well, 67 days in lockdown may give you a fair hint as to why I'm leaving. I've lived in Vietnam for 4 years this September, long time. I never ever planned on living in Vietnam. I'd just finished travelling through Thailand, I'd travelled all through Cambodia and Laos, and I came into Vietnam. I planned on staying in Vietnam for a month because that's how long my visa was, and then I was heading to South America. In that time, I met a lady named My Hung. She is an Australian Vietnamese. She is half Vietnamese, but she was part of Operation Baby Lift, which in 1975, any babies that were half Vietnamese through American or Australian soldiers were lifted up and taken into either Canada, Australia, America, and I also believe certain babies from the South. Anyway, so she was part of Operation Baby Lift, and she found her mother, and she came back to Vietnam to meet her mother, and she runs an orphanage and she runs a school for underprivileged children. Anyway, when I met her, she took me to the orphanage, she took me to her school that she runs, and she invited me to go to a village in the Christmas, which was 3 months away, and I was like, oh wow, we're leaving, we're heading to South America. I thought, wow, I really want to do that. She told me that we dress up as Santa and we give out presents to the children, and it was down in the Mekong. It was part of the Mekong where foreigners can't get into, and I was like, wow, that's an opportunity I don't want to miss. So we left the country, we went over to the Philippines, we stayed in the Philippines for a month, and we renewed our visa and came back into Vietnam so that we could specifically go and do this. In that time, when I came back, I said to her, look, I'm going to get a 3-month visa. Am I able to volunteer in the orphanage? So I started volunteering in the orphanage, and I also started volunteering in a little school on the street that I was living in, teaching English to children. So that was the start of me getting involved with children. I never realised I love children. I have got 2 of my own. But for some reason, when I started at the orphanage, my heart was just stolen from these children. These are like children you don't meet. Like, these are not your Western children sitting scrolling on, their iPod and whatever. These are vulnerable children, and I felt such a deep connection. I didn't want to leave them, and I was volunteering in the orphanage for 3 to 4 times a week, and I was teaching the English, and Vietnam became my life. It just evolved, and then my son came over, and he lived here, and him and I then did a TEFL course, and we got into some paid English work. I always used to say, well, it's good because I can earn some money, I can stay here, I can have this as my base, and I can volunteer and teach the poor and work with the poor and the children of the orphanage. And I had a great life. I've had a really wonderful life in Vietnam. People say to me, why did you choose Vietnam? And I always say, I didn't choose Vietnam. Vietnam chose me. Vietnam's been my life for 4 years. I've taught here. I've fallen in love with children. One class I taught for 2 years every morning. These beautiful children, I taught them for 2 years. It's been a huge part of my life. I've made friends here. It's just been my life here. I actually didn't plan on leaving up until 67 days ago. I was just about to sign a 2-year lease on a house. So I was pretty serious about staying here. I'd found a lovely house and I wanted to move there. I was going to have a place for my dog, which sadly I can't even get my dog back to Australia. And then the lockdowns happened, and they started wanting rid of foreigners, and it's just been hard. It's just been hard. I have worked out a way. I can get my visa and everything, but the way things are, everything's shut down. We're in complete lockdown. I have purchased a ticket to leave here. I don't feel like I'm living in Vietnam. Now, I want to tell you about Vietnam. Vietnam is the safest country I've ever lived in. Actually, I felt safe in Thailand too. Thailand's a very safe country. But this is the first country when I say safe, I learned to ride a motorbike here. I'd never ridden a motorbike. I would ride my motorbike home at 9 o'clock at night by myself, and I feel safe on the road. Like, maybe not the traffic. The traffic's a little bit crazy. But in the sense that nothing was going to happen to me, no one would attack me or anything like that. I have never felt like that in Vietnam. I've always felt safe in this country. I've always been happy in this country. I live in a beautiful city. I live in Vung Tau. It's a beautiful beach city. Had such an easy life here. I mean, so enjoyable. I mean, I've worked nearly every day. Been here, always been with children or volunteering with children, but if I wasn't doing that, I was doing walking or making my food, enjoying the weather. I haven't taken a t-shirt off in years. Every 6 months I would leave the country and I would go to another country because I'd have to leave to renew my visa. And I enjoyed seeing other countries. I've just truly loved every part of Vietnam. When I say every part, I mean there's things I don't love, but there's things I don't love in my own country too. I mean, that's life. You're not going to love everything. But this lockdown has just gone for so long, and I know they're having them everywhere in the world. I'm not complaining about the lockdown. I'm not feeling sorry for myself for the lockdown, but I would just rather do it if I have to lock down in my own country for a start. But I'm not, the fact that I can't even walk, it's just insane. There's police checkpoints everywhere. It's getting harder to get food. It's getting harder to do everything. It's just a nightmare. I don't know when it's going to end. And the fact that I don't know when it's going to end, I know it's time I've got to get out. I have to get out. I've got a plane fare booked for the 10th of November, but I'm not holding my breath for it. I was only reading today in Aussies Stranded in Asia Facebook group that I'm in that people have all had their flights cancelled in the last week due to the lockdowns in Australia. So it'll be just longer again and again, and it will just keep spiraling. but I'm hoping I'll get out. I mean, if I was going to America or I was going to Europe or something, I know that I'd be going on that day. They're all getting out, but us Aussies, we're not being so looked after by our country, that's for sure. That's why I'm leaving. Hardest to actually, you know what? Had it not been for this lockdown, I probably don't make this decision, but I've made it. I'm just in countdown to go. What have I been doing in this lockdown? Well, 3 days ago, I received this photo from my friend Mihung, the one who runs the orphanages and everything. She's down in her village at the moment in a town called Oman. And she sent me a photo of this little boy. And as I said before, people are starving here. She sent me this photo of this little boy and he's hugging milk. And one of her family friends had found the family and he knew that they hadn't eaten in 2 days. And he went and took some milk from his own supply. Now, this man's not rich himself. He's far from rich. He's a poor person. And he took some milk and he gave it to the little boy. And the little boy was so hungry, he just hugged it. And she sent the photo to me. And I love children, and the minute I saw that, my heart just melted. I was like, oh my God, this poor little boy. So I ran a little bit of a fundraiser on my Facebook page, and for $130, 130 Australian dollars, 100 US, it can feed the family for a month. Now, I'm not saying that they're sitting back having the Rolls Royce of food, but they're having a decent, they're having rice, they've got veggies, they've got like the sauces that the Vietnamese cook with, noodles, and, just a package full of food. And I agreed to sponsor this boy. Anyway, I've raised enough money at the moment to feed him till December. So, and the reason I wanted to look at feeding him to December is because I don't know how long these lockdowns are going to go for, and I really truly think until at least the end of the year. Now, his family, his father works in like a farmer or like odd jobs they can pick up, which is very common for Vietnam. Like they're sort of jack of all trades, master of none. And for the area that he's in, he'd probably be on about $2 million dong a month, which is about 100 to 110 US dollars. So not a high wage. And his wife sells lottery tickets. Now, lottery tickets for Vietnamese people, they are sold by the poorest of poor people. They get 1,000 dong per ticket, which is about 5 cents a ticket. So that's a lot of tickets they've got to sell to make money. And they just walk the streets selling them. Sadly, nobody can sell lottery tickets at the moment because they're in lockdown. Lottery tickets are like the pension, so to speak, for Vietnamese. They can't be sold, and they're at this point in time, they said it's going to be some time before they bring the lottery sales back into play, because the lottery ticket people were sneaking into the hospital, which you can understand why. These people live hand to mouth. They live day to day, and they spread COVID throughout the town because they were sneaking in. Anyway, so they've stopped that. So this family has no money, and they've got the grandmother, 3 children, and the mum and the dad. So I've agreed to sponsor that family, and at least I'm doing something. I'm doing something of value, because I don't feel like my time is valued at the moment. I feel like I'm doing nothing. And I have to be honest, like, sometimes I'm like literally forcing myself to have a shower nowadays and get myself organised and dressed, because you just say, what's the point? What's the point anymore? Do I need to get dressed? Do I need to shower? Do I need to shave my armpits? Do I need to shave my legs? I mean, what's the point? Who's actually going to see me? So I'm just trying to, it's good that I can sort of motivate myself and do things like that. I made a reel today as well, which is like a first. I think I've literally how many have I made? Getting my phone. Look at my stickers on my back of my phone there. Stickers that I've given to the kids, my kids that I've taught. And if they've fought over things, well, I took the fruit because I like fruit. And this they were fighting over. And I said, well, I'll have it. And they all laughed. They thought that was quite funny. Anyway, I made a reel today and it's on my Instagram. My Instagram is, oh my God, JD Raw, okay? And I made my first reel, and no, it's not. That's a lie. I've had 3 reels, but this is like my first actual put like a bit of time in. It's not great. Like I really want to be cool, like the cool kids, and make these cool reels. But I'm very amateurish. I'm only learning, but you know it's there. So if you want to see my little reel, go to JD Raw. I'm really proud of myself for doing that. So I did that today, and I put a video up today. I had an interview with Lexi. I mean, I just feel like my life is so simplistic at the moment. I'm literally doing nothing. But I wash my hair and I let it just drip dry so you can see all my natural curls. And look how thick my hair is. I just want to say, for those people who always say, oh, if you go vegan, your hair won't be thick and healthy. Well, I assure you mine is. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a bit of a touchdown with what's going on with me. I'm sad. I'm truly sad about the fact that I've made the decision to leave Vietnam. But I want to get back to Australia, and my city is Adelaide. It just came out of lockdown today, but it's pretty safe, and they've got a fair bit of freedom there. And I want to just start my new life. Like I've got to, and when I say new life, it literally is a new life. I have not lived in Adelaide for nearly 5 years. So it's a big thing for me. It's going to be a big adjustment. Like I am so used to the laid back attitude. Like I've had a fairly relaxed attitude for 5 years. So back in and Adelaide, my city in Australia, is a very conservative kind of city. So you know, going to be ready to conform a little bit more. Have been looking at Cairns in Queensland, but I think my daughter would have a semi-heart attack. I want to get down there and spend some time with my grandson. So, yeah. Anyway, it's just a check-in. Just wanted to check in. I just want to keep updating my little journey, where I'm going, where my head's at. And, yeah. So, thanks for joining me. Give it a like, leave a comment below, and love life, live free, and be kind to the number 1 person in your life, you. Thanks for watching.